this is just an event for the children. And all the money here goes to the young people that we want to save. As you know, many of the children in the school are at risk, and without this school, they'd be lost us forever. So it's a very positive thing for our community. And again, we thank everyone who's supporting the school. That makes a difference in the lives of many of our people.
I would just like to echo that sentiment. I'm a very big supporter of Chavrei HaKollel. I'm a big supporter of Minyan Shelanu. Even though this event is for Chavrei HaKollel tonight, I support their work. I support their cause. And I'm actually honored to be here, and I'm happy that the senator understands the importance, which he always has. Ever since I've known him, it's always been about children. It's always been about what he can do for children and for kids. And it's important for us as a kehillah to recognize and understand that youth at risk have a place and they need help. And I'd like to ask Ray. I'd like to ask Ray.
We have to break up the party.
I'd like to ask Ray to give a few thoughts as to why he feels it's important for us to support Kollel and youth at risk.
From the other side of the aisle.
I've always felt that, doing something for the kids in this town is the most important thing that we can do, whether it's providing a home for them to live in, making sure the schools are adequate for them, and especially for those who are looking for the right path in life, to make sure that there's people out there who have the time and the ability to really show them the right way and to keep them from the pitfalls that are just all over the place out there. So I'm very happy to be invited tonight to be friends with these two wonderful gentlemen.
Just one thing I'd just like to add. If anybody ever questions anything, speak to a parent whose child is in the school and what a difference it's made. It's kept them in the family, it's kept them in the community, and that's the wonderful part. It's about our children, and they do such a wonderful job with our children.
I'd just like to end off by saying that I'm pleased to announce that Ray is going to be switching parties this year. And,
becoming an independent.
And we'll be running together on the Republican ticket.
We got the scoop?
Without this type of schooling, many of these young people would leave the community, would leave their families, and I don't know what kind of trouble they get into. It would be the right thing. So it really is helping us to help our children. And in this society today, with computers and cell phones and all the other modern things that young people have access to, no one is immune. No community is immune. No children are immune. And we talk sometimes about how wonderful our children are in Lakewood, and I can tell you that all of us visit our schools, both public and private. And in many cases in our private schools in Lakewood, our children are very naive. Menashe and I laugh as we talk. We talk in front of a number of the schools and how sweet and how wonderful our children are because they are naive. But unfortunately, the naiveness sometimes, other things creep in that create other problems. And again, those become our children at risk. So I want to really thank all the members of the school. One of the teachers came over to me tonight and said, "Would you mind coming to speak to the young people in the school?" And I said, "It would be my pleasure to speak to them. I look forward to doing that." And I know each one of the committee would like to do that. I know Menashe would like to do it, Deputy Mayor Miller would like to do it, former Mayor Coles would like to do it, Committee Coles, and Committee Ackerman would love to come and speak to the young people in the school and talk a little about what they do and how much they mean to us. So on behalf of and I just want to say one last thing, because I saw the superintendent of schools here.
She's hiding here.
This Lydia. Lydia's not hiding. I shared with her something very interesting that's going to happen. And it's something that affects all of us in here today. I'm bringing a gentleman to town the next few weeks called Steve Adebato Sr. Steve Adebato Sr. happens to run the most successful charter school in the state of New Jersey. He runs it out of Newark. He has a 95% placement rate in college, and his student base is 100% minority. And they go to school 11 months of the year. And he's coming down because I was just in Puerto Rico with him. We discussed it about opening up a charter school in Lakewood to attract to attract some of the public school students. And it was very funny because I'd had this meeting with him about a month and a half ago in Puerto Rico, and we had made the appointment to come down here. And in the governor's State to the State speech the other day, he talked about the Robert Trent Academy and its success rate. And by the way, the cost of educating those students is right where we're paying right now, about $10,000 per student, compared to Newark is paying $24,000, $25,000 per student. So it can be done. And these students go 11 months a year, and they wear uniforms, and they enjoy going to school, and they're very productive. But the governor, Governor Christie, mentioned in his speech about the fact there's a waiting list to get into school, it's Robert Trent Academy, and that you have to go to a lottery. And he met a mother whose child had gotten into the school and won the lottery, was going to the school, and he asked that mother how she felt. And Ron Dancer was sitting right next to me when we heard the speech, and the mother said, my child had two choices, going to college or going to jail, and unfortunately going to college. So think of the connotation we talk about when children are striving to do the best they can and have choices. So I'm very happy he's coming here, and as a matter of fact, I'm happy to meet with Aaron to talk about what he wants to come and what he wants to do in the area. And I spoke to the superintendent, who knows him very well, and we're going to arrange to have him come speak to her also. So there are good things happening in Lakeland for all our children. But tonight, it really is to thank the Township Committee, the mayor, the deputy mayor, the committeemen, for all they do for our children, for all their support of the school. We thank you so much, and the children thank you.
Actually, I know that Ray was on the inviting committee, so I got the invitation to see. It was actually Ray and both Isaac from the inviting committee, so I think it would be appropriate if Ray would say a few words on behalf of the school.
I've become a lot like Bob. I never let an audience go to waste. I just want to thank everybody so much. I mean, helping children in need is the highest calling that I can personally think of. It wasn't too many years ago that I was in danger of falling through some of the cracks that we find some of our own children falling through today. And to know that these gentlemen and ladies are out there working every day to make sure that these children have a way to get through, a path to follow, and a family to come home to is just very humbling. I thank all of you for the hard work that you do and for recognizing the committee tonight. So thank you very much.